Brought to you by...
There have been a number of films produced based around the clown scare crisis of 2016, none of which really capture the true terror of the idea behind it all. Many have attempted, but almost all have focused on the wrong aspects of what makes these clowns truly terrifying. Today is unfortunately no different. Hello friends, and welcome back to ETF. Today we look at two filmmakers from North Carolina who set out to produce a documentary that aims its sights on the multiple clown sightings around the US that led them to an unforgivable homicide. The opening text of this film tells us the following. In 2016, creepy clown sightings were reported all across the United States and Europe. The creepy clown sightings started an epidemic of clown-related crimes that quickly swept across the nation, which is all true. Right from the opening moments of this one, we are asked to believe that the creepy clown incidents that sprang up across the US escalated to a point of clown crimes, and that we are seeing real videos of clowns attacking and even killing people. Now, we all lived through this. None of that ever happened. The clown epidemic was basically just people dressing up to scare other people, at least for the most part. However, all of this footage looks to be shot with incredibly high quality cameras, and likely with the same camera used to shoot the rest of the film, so it's pretty impossible to accept. If you wanted us to accept this as real footage, it would have been smart to shoot with maybe your cell phones or some kind of handy cams. Rookie mistakes, guys. The film almost immediately suffers from audio issues, where much of it is heavily muffled and extremely hard to understand. The film which we are witnessing is meant to be the 112 hours of footage recovered from the belongings of Jessica and Todd Smith, discovered by Tony Caldwell in 2017. Supposedly shown to us largely unedited and without music or sound effects added. You know, out of respect for the victims. We cut into our story, and I get two things immediately. Mrs. Caldwell is hot, and Mr. Caldwell looks like a fucking douche. Then, you know, they go and fuck, as you do. I understand what this film is attempting to do, but it lays on the elements pretty thick, introducing a so-called evil clown expert very early in, and using him to introduce the idea that real evil clown entities could exist. I feel like it would have been better to build up to this idea, maybe having them talk to some real clowns first, or people affected by them. Then this entire idea is just left there, never brought up again, which honestly is the most disappointing aspect of the film. They introduce the notion so early on and plant this idea that there could be real evil clown entities of some kind, that you think, ooh, is this going to spin into a supernatural horror of some kind? But no, they just fucking abandon it. They try to introduce you into feeling something for the characters by utilizing the angle that Jessica is secretly pregnant and hasn't yet told Todd. But unfortunately, it doesn't grab you enough, and doesn't really come into play in any real significant way. The couple spends much of the runtime drudging up arguments throughout their investigation, bickering about what they believe is real or isn't real, or what their next step should be. The investigation itself takes almost no time before they start interacting with creepy clowns, who, by the way, feel like they stepped right off the set of Houses October Built. I found myself wanting more time before getting into the creepy clown stuff. I wish they had encountered a few harmless creepy clowns first, maybe kids playing pranks or something, before thrusting us into this clowns with insidious motives angle. Unfortunately, this one wound up being just another cheap imitation of 1,000 other bad found footage films that have been dumped out onto Amazon Prime. I'm giving Behind the Sightings a D. Personally, this one doesn't deliver us anything worth our time. It doesn't bring any new ideas to the table that we haven't already seen in far better films, and leaves us wanting so much more. I can't in good conscience recommend checking it out.